matter already, the body is hit the floor. Oh gee, they've bit off more than they can chew. There's a buyback to the Abaddon. The kind of fight that MVP love to get, where they can chase you and isolate you and pick you off one by one. Now DOTA looking for the deny. Fly is fallen. He won't get the neutral deny. It's 4 for MVP. Basically gifted to them by an over-aggressive OG dive.
That Slider just looks, the Abaddon just looks straight up dead, but they have to chase him so far because of the ultimate that you're suddenly at an MVP tier 2 tower and they're ready to fight you. You're ready to fight, MVP's always ready to fight.
Well, so much for any ambitions of OG sneaking the Roshan, as it will be MVP just straight into the pit. They know even if OG come to fight, there isn't an eclipse, there is no wall available.
And they took the tier 2 bottom tower, so that's one of the closest towers to Roshan, so they're very safe in doing this. 3 agi carries, of course, able to bring the Rosh down nice and fast, and the physical damage is not something to be scoffed at. While they can't lock the Ember down, he can't also really fight at this stage because if he holds his ground, he's just going to melt to the physical right click. So he needs to get more items and just play that kind of constant chip Ember that can split push, that can avoid fights almost at this point, because MVP now with an Aegis are very hard to engage into.
Not to mention, 4F gets a lot more dangerous now, has the Diffusal Blade for the Darkseer, who may be relying S4 on a Surge or Ion Shell to win them fights. Even the Ember Spirit Flame Guard has to be very careful. This has been revealed, and they do have their Blink on Jerax now as OG creep in the top lane. Could be a good opening, but it's a fairly tanky Weaver. He whips the Crush, he reveals the Blink. Had the ward, but 4F quick on the reactions, and in fact going to immediately force that Ember to Remnant away. But like you said, even though they don't have to catch, just that one little auto attack from the Weaver, taking almost 1/10 of the Ember's health away.
Yeah, if Ember doesn't have a Remnant, you can't suddenly Remnant when you're diffused because of the slow movement speed. That Remnant is going to go out a snail.
Don't sleep on the headshot either. You know, you combine those and that Remnant is crawling.
MVP smoke up. This is one of those smokes which should be obvious because no one's defending the top tier 2, but MVP just do this crazy stuff that somehow still works, and Jerax to the Blink deck will have to react fast if he doesn't want to get caught out here.
They saw OG evacuating, but they won't be able to get there in time to punish.
Yeah. They should have a very good idea of exactly where they are on the map. And the question is now, if you're MVP, do you 5-man push mid? Do you actually go back and play the farm game because there's farm at bottom, there's farm at top? MVP just seems to be a team that doesn't care if there's farm on the map to be had. They want to go farm heroes.
So Gods, you mentioned MVP have a really strong tri-core. They have a lot of late game damage. Obviously they don't really have the best team fight. And with that in mind, comparing that to OG, not farming very well on the Ember Spirit, although he is catching up pretty nicely on, I should say, 4-1 and 3 now, but not like explosively far ahead. Do you favor either team going late, or do you think they can both take it there?
I think right now, I mean, going late, have OG get a bit stronger just because of how different Ember will get to deal with and the teamfight advantage. Right now, the teamfight advantage is not a problem for MVP because of the sustain. The sustain actually matches up against the teamfight of OG with the Abaddon as well as the healing ward. The fact Sniper can sit so far back. Jug has Manta and Blade Fury. He's got 2 good defensive tools. 4 of is a Weaver. That's a hard hero to catch and go on. So OG are not that scary yet in a teamfight setting because MVP can kind of outlast them, but the longer this goes, it will get better for OG because Anna's push isn't really all that potent without items. Similar story for the Luna, but give these heroes a few more items. You're going late game for Shadow Demon as well, like the Shadow Demon disruption on the Luna illusions as well as Jug illusions, whatever you may get, is always going to be a problem.
Purge basically deletes most carries from the fighter. I mean, maybe the Jug can Omni Slash and kind of wait it out. It makes life more difficult.
This is crazy from Kyo though. He's rushing BKB. I don't think I've ever seen this on Sniper. First item BKB, let's go. That's like we want to end the game now, and I think it's because they recognize the longer this game goes, they are going to struggle to win it. As much as you look at them saying, oh, they've got 3 cores against 2, they've got all these Agi heroes, they should scale. They really don't because they don't have the cats, they don't have the team fight, they don't have the lockdown, so they want to end games now. You don't buy a first item 23-minute Sniper BKB to drag the game for 40-50 minutes. You do this because you want to be able to fight and win fights right now and try and end the game.
But, gods, the concern is, will they be able to force those fights? Because OG, we've already talked about Ember being very hard to catch. They're playing extremely defensive now, lots of split push, always parking supports or initiators behind the Ember, as well as behind the Luna, so there aren't too many easy pickoffs here. Going for the BKB, do you think they can actually find them? As I say that, Jerax going for the crush, then the TP out, will 4FF the damage, he just does the man. Drains him now with the Sakuchi, as well as the Geminate attack. Nice pick there.
They're likely going to go for the push bottom lane here. S4 is in a good position to skip the next creep wave.
And already on it doing the same thing top, he is applying a lot of pressure to this tier 2.
Velo's TP back actually suggests they're probably looking at the lane equilibrium and thinking they can't really go for the high ground play here.
Velo trying to bully on a way, just going to play it safe and back off. Did complete the Battle Fury, he is caught right up. And is now the most farmed hero in the game. Gotta imagine